Hello traders, I'm Akamilo Forest and welcome to CFC 2.0 trading course. In today's course or in today's lessons, we'll be talking about inducement, break of structures, and change of characters. This particular concept, it is very important when it comes to structure mapping. So make sure you watch and rewatch this video to get the full understanding of this particular concept. So before you can identify this, you need to understand the impulsive and corrective move, which we have already covered in our previous lessons. So looking at this particular move, we have two diagrams, which is our diagram A and also our diagram B in this. So our diagram A is an uptrend, price is moving to an upside, and also the diagram B here is also price is also moving to an upside. So looking at this, when price move, this is our structure, impulsive move to an upside, we have a corrective move to the downside, and then we have another impulsive or continuation to the upside. So in this case, this is our structure, impulsive, corrective, and also impulsive move. So when it comes to candlestick, we say if a current candle takes the previous candle low in an upside, we said that it is a valid pullback. So hence, that will be our minor correction. So here in this case, price has moved to an upside, give us a minor correction, give us another impulsive, and also a correction, a deeper correction, and also a continuation to an upside. So in this case, you can see price is actually moving to an upside. So price moving to an upside. So looking at this, when price give us a pullback, our inducement, there is our inducement leg. But this inducement leg will only be confirmed if this particular leg is being taken by a sweep, either being a sweep or a candle close beneath this particular low. Hence, it too will be confirmed as our inducement, and then the high here will be confirmed as our valid high. Why? Because it has taken off liquidity beneath this particular low. All right. So if price takes a liquidity beneath this particular low, this inducement is confirmed, and then the high here is also confirmed. So if this high is fully taken and candle close above this particular high, that will now be our break of structure. All right, that will now be our break of structure. So looking at this, when price give us the impulsive move to an upside, and give us a corrective move, it comes to take the inducement beneath this particular low. All right, beneath this particular low. We map here as our inducement leg because this black candle has taken the low of the previous red candle. All right, the black candle has taken the low of the previous red candle. So hence that is our inducement leg. And as I said, this inducement leg will only be confirmed if price takes the low of the inducement leg before it gives us a continuation. All right. Why? Because sometimes you can see sometimes you can see price will give us the move to an upside, all right, an impulsive, give us the correction move, and give us an impulsive move, and also didn't take price will not come and take this particular low. That will be this low is our inducement, but price will not take this low. It will create a new low. It will take a new low and also continue to an upside. So if this thing happen, if it happens like this, then that means that this particular low here, this particular low is now our inducement. All right, this is now our inducement leg, and it is confirmed if price takes if price move, and it's confirmed if price move to take the low of this particular leg and continue to an upside. All right, so that will now be this particular place will now be our inducement. All right, so since this leg is not taken, this particular leg here will now act as a point of interest. We'll talk about point of interest later on. So this particular leg is now our inducement here. All right, that is now our inducement. Here is our inducement. So the same thing applies to the candlestick diagram. The same thing applies to the candlestick diagram. If the low is not taken, then the inducement is not yet confirmed unless the low is being taken. And this low can be swept by the candle wick, as we can see in this particular diagram. A candle wick, this wick has taken the liquidity beneath what beneath here that has sweep the inducement and continue to an upside. All right. So in our next diagram, which is our diagram B, in the diagram B, you can see price give us an impulsive, price give us an impulsive to the upside, and also a correcting and also an impulsive to an upside. All right. In this case, too as well, you can see price needs to sweep liquidity before our inducement will be confirmed. So price needs to take the low of this particular inducement here. This particular low, price needs to take it. Why do we mark here as our inducement line? Because this particular candle has taken the low of the red candle. All right, hence that was our value pullback before the major low high is what is being created. So in this case, if price if price fail to break or fail to what to sweep this inducement leg, assuming price has come inside like this, and then we didn't have any weak sweep, and then it is like this. So hence, this will not be a valid inducement. All right, this will not be a valid inducement. Our inducement will now be taken from this particular low here, from this particular one to the new one, to this new inducement leg. All right, and this new inducement leg will also be confirmed if only price push back to take that inducement and continue to an upside. All right, so that is how you can identify an inducement in this form. So looking at this, as I said, if price didn't take this particular leg here, all right, if price didn't take this inducement leg here, that simple tell us that the whole structure here is a single leg move. The whole structure here is a single leg move, just straight leg like this. We all know that price doesn't move in a straight line; it moves in waves. So this is just a single leg move towards an upside. If price didn't take any inducement before moving, so it is just a single leg movement. All right. So and also looking at this particular high, we have break of structure. This particular place, you can see here is not a break of structure. Why? Because the candlestick here didn't close above this particular high. All right. So since the candlestick didn't close above this particular high and sweep liquidity above the high and close inside the range, hence it is not a valid break of structure. It is rather a liquidity what? A liquidity sweep. All right. It is rather a liquidity sweep. So this is what? This is just a liquidity sweep, but not a valid break of structure. Why? Because the price didn't close. The candlestick didn't close above this particular place. Assuming the candlestick close above here, close above the high like this, then it will be a valid break of structure. All right, it will be a valid break of structure, but in this case, price didn't close above it. Price sweep liquidity above here and then close inside. And you can see the next following candle too. The next following candle too couldn't break the high of this red candle and close above it. Assuming this next candle also close above here like this, then we will have a valid break of structure. Then we have a valid break of structure. Why? Because the power that is in the red candle here has been transferred to the black candle. All right. So hence this will be our valid break of structure. But if price if price didn't take the low, and then you can see the candlestick close inside and then the candle didn't close above this particular high, so hence it will not be a valid break of structure. All right, so this is just a liquidity sweep. And the third candle too, if assuming the third candle also takes and close above here, it will be a valid break of structure. But since it doesn't takes it, then it is not a valid break of what? Break of structure. All right, so this is not a valid break of structure. And here we have our inducement here. Price has taken an inducement and also close beneath the inducement low. All right, and also close beneath it. As I stated earlier, if price, when it comes to inducement, all right, when it comes to inducement, if price sweep the liquidity beneath the inducement or above the inducement, it is a valid inducement. All right, price has taken it. But when it comes to break of structures, when it comes to what? When it comes to break of structures, price needs to fully take the low. Price needs to what to fully take the low and sweep. If it sweep the low or sweep the high of a structure, then it will not be a valid break of structure. But if price close above the structure, then it will now be our valid break of structure. All right. So take note that when it comes to an inducement, if price sweep the inducement, when it comes to an inducement, if price sweep the inducement, then it is a valid inducement. If it breaks and close above or beneath an inducement, it is a valid inducement. But when it comes to break of structure, price needs to close beneath the break of structure. All right. When it comes to a break of structure, price needs to close beneath the break of structure before it can be confirmed as our valid break of structure. All right. So let's move to see in a downside there is an uptrend. So in a downtrend, you can see price is moving to the downside in this particular two diagram, which is our diagram C and diagram D. So price is moving to the downside. All right. So if price is moving to the downside, we need to identify our impulsive and also our corrective moves. All right. So in this case, the whole concept about this identification of inducement and also a break of structure, candle color doesn't matter. Take note, the color of the candle doesn't matter. The information behind each movement is what matters. The information behind each movement of the candlesticks is what matters, but not the candle color. All right. So in this case, you see we have our impulsive move to the downside. All right, and then we have our corrective move, and also we have an impulsive. Always a corrective move goes against the overall direction of trend. All right, a corrective move always goes against the overall direction of price. All right, so hence a corrective move is just like a pullback, so which goes against the direction of a trend. All right, so take note on that. So looking at this particular one too as well, in our diagram C, you can see price has taken the previous candle, candle high. All right, price has taken the previous candle high, hence that confirms our break of structure. Sorry, our valid pullback rather. So that confirms our valid pullback and then give us an inducement leg. And this inducement will be taken if the move has swept the liquidity above the inducement or close above the inducement with a candlestick. All right, candlestick close above or a candle wick rejection. So hence it will be an inducement. And also we have a break of structure. If a break of structure confirm this particular low, this particular high to be a valid high. If price break this structure and price needs to close, the candlestick needs to close beneath this particular structure, before it can now be a break of structure. All right, before it can now be a break of structure. So looking at this, in this case we have our next inducement leg is here. Our next inducement leg is this particular high here. That is our next inducement. So since this is our next inducement, if price move back to take this particular inducement, then to take the low, then it has taken the inducement and continue to the upside, to the downside. All right, so and continue to the downside, so that means the price has taken an inducement in this form. So in looking at our diagram D2 as well, in the diagram D you can see price was also in a downtrend. When price was in a downtrend, it gave us an impulsive move, all right, a corrective, and also an impulsive. All right, impulsive, corrective, and also an impulsive. So looking at this, when price give us this particular valid pullback. All right, price give us this particular valid pullback, because the high of this candle has taken the high of the previous candle. That give us a valid pullback, and hence that's our inducement leg. And this inducement is confirmed when price finally breaks and close above this particular inducement, before continuing to a downside. All right, so that is how you can identify your inducement and also a break of structures. So a break of structure, as I said, a break of structure can only be confirmed if price close what? Close beneath here. Alright, if it's a downtrend, price needs to close beneath the structure, and if it's an uptrend, price needs to what? To close above the structure. The candlestick needs to close above the structure. That can give you a valid break of structure. But if price didn't close above or beneath a what? A structure low or high. So unlike this particular one here, price sweep liquidity, but it couldn't what? It couldn't close beneath what? Beneath this particular low. What I mean beneath, that means below. All right. Price couldn't close below this particular low here, this particular structure low. So hence this is not a valid break of structure. It was just a what? A liquidity sweep. All right. It was just a liquidity sweep. So take note and make sure you practice on chart. All right. So this was just a liquidity sweep. So when it comes to a change of character, a change of character is when price wants to change its structure movement against their previous structure. All right, what I mean by changing its structure movement against its previous structure is when price is moving to an upside. All right, when price is moving to an upside. All right, when price is moving to an upside, giving us this particular movement, price giving us moving to an upside. All right, now price wants to change structure, and this up move was the previous movement. So if price needs to change structure, then if price move against the previous structure, that means that it has given us a change of character. And a change of character, it can be identified in two ways. It's either price has tapped into a supply or demand level, or price will not tap into a supply or demand level. All right. So let's find out how we can identify this. So if price first, let's use this structure, this downtrend movement to identify if price didn't take if price didn't touch into a supply or a demand level, price needs to take the previous candle high or low. So in a downtrend, price needs to take the structure high to confirm a break of structure. For example, this particular high here is our current structure high. All right, it's our current structure high. So price needs to take here to be a change of character. Price need to take here to be a change of character. All right. So if price take this particular high, then our change of character is formed. That is if price didn't tap into any supply or demand level. So if price breaks here, then will have a change of character, and then we'll take our move to an upside. All right. So that means that price has gone against the previous direction of price. All right. So when it comes to this particular one too as well, it's the same concept applies here. So our current high, price needs to take the current high to this, like unlike this particular high, there is our current high here. So price needs to take this current high before it can be what? It can be confirmed as a change of character. All right. Before it can be confirmed as a change of character, price needs to take that high before it can be changed as a change of it can be a change of character, unlike this move. So if price breaks here, then we see a change of character being formed here. All right. So this is how you can identify a change of character in an uptrend or in a downtrend. So now let's move towards an uptrend. If price didn't tap into our POI. All right. If price didn't tap into our POI, how can we identify it in an uptrend? So in an uptrend, looking at this particular structure, this is our uptrend movement of price. So this is our uptrend movement of price, and this we need price to also take the low to validate or to be our change of character. That is this particular low. All right. Price needs to give us this particular low. Price needs to take this particular low, this low here, to be our change of character. All right, that's our main low. So in an uptrend, price needs to take this particular low as well. So if price take this particular low, then that will not give us a change of character. So if that will now give us a change of character at this place. All right. So now this is our change of character. Change of character. All right. So change of character will be here. So price comes back. If price comes back and take the low, then our change of character is confirmed. And remember, price needs to what? The candlestick needs to close beneath this particular low, that to confirm our change of character. But if price didn't close beneath it and give us a rejection, it will just be a liquidity sweep, but not a change of character. Price needs to close beneath it to give us a change of character. All right. So that is if price is moving to the upside. So in a diagram B2 as well, the same thing, price needs to what? To come and take this particular low. This is our main low. The main low, price needs to come and take this particular low to give us a change of character. All right. So if price take this low, then we now have our change of character. We now have our change of character. Yeah. So this is how a change of character is formed based on an uptrend. If price didn't tap into any supply or demand level, price needs to come and take this particular low, candlestick close above it before we can now have our confirmed change of character. All right. So this is how you can now identify your change of character if price didn't tap into a demand or supply level. All right. So now let's see, if price tap into a demand and a supply level, how do we now identify our change of what? Character. All right. How do we identify our change of character if price then tap into a demand or if price tap into a supply level? So in this case, you can see we have a supply level. When price was moving to an upside, price tapped into a supply level. So price moved, comes back a corrective, and then tap into a supply level, and we have our valid pullback at this end. So hence now this valid pullback will not be an inducement again. Here it will not be an inducement again. Now this will now be our change of character. All right, so this now be our change of character. This will now be our change of character. Our change of character will now be at this pullback. So price tap into supply. We wait price to come back and then break this particular low. All right. Candle stay close beneath it, and then we continue the sell. So if price tap into a supply, our 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 inducement will now be a change of character. All right. Our inducement will now be a change of character. So the same thing applies to diagram B. In the diagram B, price has tapped into a supply, and then it's our nearest pullback, nearest valid pullback. All right. So if this is our nearest valid pullback, then this will now be our change of what? Character. Our change of character will be on this leg. So we now have our change of character. Change of what? Character. All right. So if price comes back later and then take this particular low, candlestick close beneath it, then we take the sell move. Then we now anticipate for sell. All right. So that means the price have changed from an upside to a downside. Then you will now be looking for a sell. A change of character is formed. So this is how a change of character is formed if price tap into a supply zone in an uptrend. All right. So now let's see in a downtrend to as well. In a downtrend, if price tap into a demand zone. So if price tap into a demand zone, that is our diagram C and D. So looking at this, price has moved bearish. Price can move from this sector. All right. Price move from this sector, and this was our demand level. So price has tapped into this demand level. All right. So when price tap into this demand level, this particular pullback here will not be our inducement anymore. Yeah, it will not be our inducement anymore. It will be a leg of what? Change of character. This will now be our change of character. We have our change of character in this case here. So this pullback will now be our change of character. So if price take that particular high and candlestick close above the high, then we'll now have our change of character. All right. So price tap moved and then close above this, then we now have our change of character. Price will be changing from a down move to an upside, so an up move. All right. So the same thing applies to the diagram D2 as well. In the diagram D, price has tapped into a demand level. All right. So if price tap into this demand level, this is our demand level. Price move back tap into give us a rejection on that demand level. So we now have our change of character will be at this particular leg. All right. Our change of character will be at this particular leg. That's our nearest pullback. That will now be our change of character. So change of character. Yeah. So if price take that particular leg, candlestick close above it, then we now have our downtrend will now be changed to an uptrend. So that is how we can identify a change of character in a downtrend if price tap into a demand. But if you don't have any valid pullback here, assuming we don't have any valid pullback here, if we don't have any valid pullback here, then this will be our change of character. All right. Assuming we don't have this particular pullback didn't happen, we don't have any valid pullback, then this will now be our change of character. So take note. So this is how you can identify a change of character if price tap into a demand and supply, and if price then tap into a demand and supply. So guys, make sure you watch and rewatch this video to get the full understanding. In our next lesson, we'll move into the live market to identify it correctly.